So with Washington State, when you're thinking about punting, are you really? Are you really going to push the envelope as far as do I go for it because you just got to keep scoring in a game like that? And
I mean, every game when you're deciding to punt, you're looking at the situation and where it's at and what's the distance and all those kind of things. So this will be no different that way.
But I mean, in a game, especially in a game where you're probably going to have to get really keep scoring
right.
There's.
I mean, but we've gone into a couple others where we assume something, whether it's going to be high scoring, low scoring, and then totally played out that way. So we'll get into the rhythm of the game and see what it looks like on both sides and make those calls.
Is scout team harder when you're trying to have one of your quarterbacks be a scout team guy for Wazoo, just because of the amount of pre-snap it seems that quarterback in that system has? I mean, I feel like that puts a huge onus on that scout team guy to be really, really good that whole week up.
Yeah, we do ask him to be dialed each week, and it's not easy being the scout team quarterback when you do change offenses more or less weekly. This week, trying to recreate what they do is tough. Like getting at some at the line of scrimmage, some of the route adjustment that takes place, but I did think we prepared well.
So Trevon, what are you going to do? Is he going to play or not?
Leaning toward not.
Does that mean Colby will be playing?
Yep. Colby, Tyjon they are good. Practice well. Probably make the final call on Saturday, but leaning toward not.
He'll make the trip regardless.
Oh yeah.
General injury news?
I think we should be pretty healthy. Trying to think.
Is Shamar?
No, no, he hasn't for the last.
So he's probably not going to make the last two games.
We'll see. He's going to have to make some real strides for next week.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I don't think there was. I was going to ask you, as we're getting here toward the end of the season, what seniors do you feel like look like they might be coaching material?
Yeah, good question. I can see Luton doing that if he wanted to, because he's pretty sharp in regards to the game. Daniel Rodriguez, Jordan Shakur, both those guys could do it because they're about it. I don't want to miss anybody. But
Tibbs said Jalen Moore.
I can see that, yeah. J-Mo and the way he loves being around it and the scheme of it and practice he loves. And I could see that. Andre Bowden, I could see.
Do guys talk to you at all as they get toward the end of their careers about coaching, or does that
they do.
Does that come even after?
Probably after, but I can't say I've had a conversation with any of those guys that I can remember. But they do talk to you after the year.
Yeah.
Coaching-wise, I mean, you've been in the situation of being on the precipice of bowl eligibility as a player. I mean, and some guys on your staff have as well. This is kind of new territory for just about everybody on this roster, aside from maybe a couple of the transfers. I mean, what is the conversation like? And just trying to make sure that there is no tightness, no feeling of only two left, we got to get one, and kind of keeping those guys level-headed as can be.
Yeah, you talk to them about not changing their approach and what's got us to this point. And, the football game starts, and whatever the ramifications of the game, that doesn't do anything to affect that particular play or the particular game. It's going out and doing your job, knowing your assignments, playing with great effort, and that's what you focus on.
Do you think they've done a good job of that this week? I mean, can you tell if guys maybe have their minds elsewhere when they're in practice during the week?
Well, I think you can tell if they're making a bunch of mistakes or don't know what they're doing, and that hasn't taken place. And so I think it's felt really similar in our preparation this week compared to previous.
Going off of that, I know you guys like to try and focus on just being 1-0 going into each week. Obviously, 1-0 would mean bowl eligibility. Do you think that's kind of played a factor in a motivational aspect this week for your players?
Oh, I think they've always been striving to have a great year, and postseason play is huge. They understand what happens if we win, but they understand how hard it is to win in this league. And I just look at the league week in and week out, and the tight ball games, and you got to go earn wins, which that's what we're hoping to do, and that's what we're focused on our prep to get done.
When you guys are running that scout offense, I mean, is that Brian making those calls on behalf of that scout-o? I mean, how does that kind of break down?
Scout offense was created by the defensive part, so the defensive staff watches all that tape and they put it together, which they do a good job. And it's vice versa on the other side, so our offensive coaches create the defensive looks we're trying to see.
Any of your guys kind of enjoy, I imagine, quarterback and wide receivers enjoy the week of playing air raid stuff?
Yeah, throwing it way more like that, running routes. Yeah, they had a blast. Good.